So one hormone that we've all heard of is adrenaline, right? That gives you that boost of energy. It gets your heart pumping in order to increase circulation. Now that's great if you're trying to get out of the way of a car or you have a close call with a car wreck, but obviously over time this can cause heart disease and chronic high blood pressure. Second hormone that we don't hear as much about and is a major part of what I treat in my practice is noradrenaline. Now this stops digestion by moving the blood from the abdomen to the arms and legs. Okay, you're going to run away from a tiger, you got to have all the blood you can get into your legs. If you're going to be fighting something, you need a lot of blood in your brain and your hands and your legs, and so digestion takes a back seat. But what also takes a back seat are blood supply to the uterus and the ovaries in women. In fact, this is one of the major problems that I find with so-called unexplained infertility. I do a couple tests and we'll find that these women are suffering from massive anxiety and it's pulling the blood out of their internal organs. So we focus on that and voila, they get pregnant. Those adrenal glands also release cortisol. Now cortisol has become very, very well known. 20 years ago when I talked about cortisol, it was magical, strange thing. Now everybody knows about it, but most people don't know what it actually does. So cortisol is what wakes you up in the morning. It gives you what's called the dawn effect. It activates your blood sugar and activates your body to release other hormones to bring sugar into your cells so that you wake up. That's what wakes you up in the morning. Now, that's great, but if you keep getting that cortisol rush, it lowers your resistance to disease because your body basically has two modes. I'm either fighting something or I'm repairing. I'm fighting or repairing, and it doesn't do a good job of doing them both at once. So if you're burning cortisol, you're probably not healing during that time. So it'll cause fatigue, it causes weight gain. In fact, it purposely causes weight gain. This is not a side effect. This is a tremendously powerful human trait, is that when we're under stress, the body wants to slow down our metabolism so that we can get through the famine or the danger or whatever's occurring. And it does that through a couple mechanisms, actually more, but a couple major ones. One is cortisol binds to a hormone called leptin, L-E-P-T-I-N, not to be confused with lectin, L-E-C-T-I-N, which is big in the news these days. But leptin is the hormone that does a couple of important things. One, it tells you that you've had enough to eat, that you should be sated. And this is part of the French paradox. They eat very slow, relaxed meals with friends. They may sit for dinner for a couple hours. They have really, really rich food. They don't get diabetes and they don't get fat. That's because of that relaxation. So their leptin levels rise to the point that they don't eat too much. The second thing that leptin does is leptin tells your body that it is safe to burn fat. So if you have high cortisol, it blocks leptin so you don't get the message that it's safe to burn fat. That's why I have so many patients that come to me, want to lose weight, and I will tell them, we need to work on your stress. Because as long as you're under that stress, your body will not want you to lose fat, because fat is your reserve against future famine. So, you're going to get problems with sleep and a lowered immune system. And also, because it's burning sugar, it gives you energy all day long, but when it's out of balance, you just get fatigue. And the other way here that it lowers your ability to burn fat is it binds to one of the thyroid hormones, and it diminishes that hormone's ability to become the active thyroid hormone, T3. So once again, your body doesn't have enough thyroid hormone, even if it looks great on a test, because you'd have to run a specific test to determine this, which I think should always be run, but it's not. But at any rate, the high cortisol will block the ability of your thyroid gland and your thyroid hormones to do their job. Then another hormone released by the adrenal glands is dehydroepiandrosterone, or DHEA. And this hormone controls a lot of things, but one of them is estrogen reserves and also the balance between progesterone and testosterone. And so what you'll see here is very imbalanced hormone levels. Once again, when a patient comes in with severe premenstrual dysphoria or menstrual cramping, this is the first place we're going to look, is what is the hormone balance? What's out of balance here? And is stress at the root of that? And often it is. Takes us usually 2 months to fix that, but part of that is getting the patient to be a little bit more relaxed.